This is our homework from page 643, finding the volume of each prism. Now we are moving on to the homework from page 669. And so here you can see that we are trying to find the surface area of each rectangular prism. Now, surface area is finding the area of each side of the prism. So, for example, for the first one, we are trying to find 6 different areas. So what I like to do personally is to take my shape and put it into a net so it's flat and I can see all of the sides, and then I'll find the area of each one and then add them up. But for right now, we are just going to use the formula. So here we can see that this side right here and the opposite one where that dotted line is, those dimensions are 8 by 9, and there's 2 of them, so we multiply those by 2. Then we are going to add this side right here with this opposite side, and the dimension for those are 8 because that's the height of it, and then 5, which is the width of it, and there's 2 of them, so we multiply by 2. And then our top and bottom, right here and here, we are going to use the 9 and the 5, and since there's 2, we're going to multiply it by 2. Then I did the math, and I got the sides to be 144 plus 80 plus 90. And so our grand total of surface area for this rectangular prism is 314 centimeters squared. For this next one, I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did with number 1. So our first side is this one, which is measured at 1.7 times the length of it, which is 12. And there's 2 of them with the opposites that measure the same. So we are going to go 2 times the 12 times 1.7. Then our next dimension that we're going to add on is the 1.7 times the 6.4. And there's 2 of them on both sides. So 1.7 times 6.4. Whoop, I'm losing space. And my last dimension are, or my last sides I need to do are the top and bottom. Sorry, it's getting a little messy, but as we can see, the length is 12 and the width is the 6.4. So do the 2 sensors, the top and bottom, times the 12 times 6.4. And now figure out those math and add them all up, and that will be the surface area, which is 216.2 feet squared. For number 3, it is a word problem that says, when making a book cover, Anwar adds an additional 20 square inches to the surface area to allow for overlap. How many square inches of paper will Anwar use to make a book cover for a book 11 inches long, 8 inches wide, and 1 inch high? And so for this, what I like to do, I like to draw a visual. So I'm going to draw my 8 by 11 and then 1 inch high. So here is my drawing, dotted. And so here we have the 11, 8, and then 1 inch. And so we're going to do what we have done before, is finding the area of each side, and there's 6 sides. So we'll have 2 that are 8 by 11, 2 11 by 1, and 2 8 by 1. And so once we figure out all of those side areas, we will add those together. You will end up with 207 inches squared. For these next 2, we are finding the surface area of a triangular prism. So for these, we are doing the exact same thing as the surface area of a rectangular prism, except the shape is just different and it's a triangle. So here we want to find the areas of each sides. So to start, let's do the area of this side. And so we know the area is 8 times 12 divided by 2 since it's a triangle. And so that is going to get us an area of 48. But then we realize that there are 2 sides. So we add another 48 to it to get 96. And then we add this side, and it's 3 by 10, so it's 30. But then remember, there's also one on this side as well. So we're going to have plus 60. Now with a triangular prism, as you can see, there's only one of these, this side, and we can see that the dimension is 12 by 3, which is going to be adding on just one, 36. And so we'll add all of those up together, and that is going to get us a surface area of 192 centimeters squared for this triangular prism. We will do the same thing for number 5. And so to find the area of this triangle side, we take 5 times 12, which is 60. And see, we usually would divide by 2, but since we know that there's 2 sides, we're just going to multiply that by 2. Again, so we have 60. And then we go to this side. Oh, and I also should mention that with this one, we see that this side right here, this side, and this one, those are all going to be different areas, so we can't use our formula of the length times width multiply by 2 like we did with the rectangular prism. So just to be aware of which sides are equal to each other and everything, and knowing when to do that for surface area. Okay, but going back to this side right here. So we know that this dimension is 5, and then it goes down here, and we look across, and it's 4. So we do 4 times 5, which is 20. Now, looking at this long one here, we see that this length is 13, and we multiply it by this one, which is 4. And 13 times 4 is 52. Now we need just to add on one more side, which is this one right here. And here we see that dimensions are 12 by 4, which is 48. So we add on 48. Now, to get our surface area, we need to add up all of the sides. So 48 plus 52 plus 20 plus 60. And that is going to get us a surface area of 180 inches squared.